social accounting and audit requires a lot of hard work plus integrity on the individual to report accurately, isn't it so? So according to you, what do you think are the values essential for a social auditor or a social accountant?
I think it goes beyond values to some extent, because they need to have the knowledge of what social accounting is all about, and more importantly, what it's trying to be, and what it's trying to reinforce within organisations. But I suppose the values are very much the same as any auditor's values, is that they've got to have integrity, and they've got to act fairly, and they've got to also be able to multifunction, because an auditor is not only got to chair a social audit panel meeting with an organisation, and that often includes quite a number of people in the room, so they've got to actually manage that meeting and hold the space of that particular meeting. And they've also got to write the notes from that meeting at the same time, and they've also got to report back in a clear and concise way to the organisation on the changes that are required to the draft social accounts before the panel can award them with a social audit statement. So they've got to be quite on the ball and at the same time confident to deliver these processes all at the same time. And it's not an easy thing to do, but certainly these panel meetings that I've had experience of have been very positive, not only for the panel and the auditor themselves, but also more importantly for the organisation. And one person said to me that they thought it was a real privilege to spend a whole day each year with external people coming in and spending a whole day looking at the intricacies of an organisation and how it functions and giving advice on it. And I think that is often the case. There's lots of sort of spin-off benefits from having the audit through a kind of panel process. And it brings different ideas and different perceptions around the table and to the table.
You're presently grooming a batch of social accountants and auditors. What would be your advice for them?
My main piece of advice is stick with it, really, because it's quite a long process to become a social auditor. There is or was a tendency in SAN UK to say, well, it shouldn't be such an involved process. We should make it easier for people to become auditors, and I don't actually agree with that, because I think that it's quite a privileged position to have, and therefore you always value things that are harder to get, and but it is a long process. And in India, you've got to become a social accountant first before you can become an auditor. And but then after you've written your social accounts, you then have got to go on and attend a little bit more training, and then attend 2 panel meetings, and then be mentored through a 3rd panel meeting. So you would, or one would chair the meeting as a trainee chair with a mentor, and then it's on the recommendation of the mentor that you get appointed as a social auditor. And so it is a long process, and so my main thing would be stick with it and see how far you can get, and hopefully there'll be a new batch of social auditors in India with the role of offering their services to a wide range of organisations. And I suspect quite a number of people that want their corporate social responsibility reports audited will be coming to SAN India and asking about the auditors that are available in their area to audit their CSR reports.
Thank you very much, Alan, for the interview.
Thank you very much, too.